Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kendra Morgan Official, and I'd like to put out videos on sunscreen, makeup brushes, and single eyeshadows. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And today we are going to dupe a very, very beautiful palette. It is the Tom Ford Quad. It's called the First Frost, and I know that traditionally 20 holidays Tom Ford puts out these little quads, and I thought, well, this is very beautiful. I think I might be interested in purchasing this. I thought, well, how much is it? I know Tom Ford's expensive, $55. I saw it for $88, and I thought, no. You guys know I'm well known for duping high-end palettes. This is even higher than that. This would be luxury. And if you guys haven't been able to catch my latest high-end palette review, I'm going to go ahead and link the Pat McGrath Labs Celestial Divinity palette up in the eye and down below. So go check that out. So I do support high-end and luxury brands. However,
Tommy boy, I feel personally insulted by $88 for 4
eyeshadows. Although it looks beautiful. I saw Mel Thompson's review. I'll link hers down below, as well as Lexi Zhang's review. I'll link hers down below as well. So beautiful. But if you are not in the market to spend $88 on a quad, such as myself, then check out these great dupe options. So let's get into it. Okay, so I did not dupe it just one time over. I chose to dupe it 3 times over. So I have 3 brands, single eyeshadows that I chose to put together palettes for, and we'll get into 3 different looks, swatches, the names on the eyeshadows, and my final thoughts. I chose to dupe the palette with Sydney Grace, but I do have one ABH shadow in here that I thought fit better than any of the Sydney Grace shadows that I currently have. Then I also used Makeup Geek, which is the look I'm wearing today. And then I also had some Younique eyeshadows in my stash, so I went ahead and picked out the 4 that I felt fit. The first look, I used the Sydney Grace shadows, and I felt like this leaned to orange for the particular look. I modeled it after Mel Thompson's look, so I took that 3rd shade and I slipped it into the crease. Then after that, I used the 2nd shade, which is an icy pink champagne shimmer, and placed it all over the mobile lid, kind of up into that crease as well. For the brow bone highlight, I used Bailey's Bliss from Sydney Grace, and I looked for a shadow that was icy white but didn't lean to lavender and blue, and unfortunately I couldn't really find very many of those. So that's kind of where I run into the issues. But I slipped that up on the brow bone and the inner corner highlight, and then for the lower lash line, I wet my brush with like a pencil brush and then applied the 4th shade underneath the lower lash line like Mel did for my look. The second look that I did was with the Younique Shadows, and I will say it gave me the most cohesive look out of all of them, but it did still lean a bit too brown for this particular look. I noticed that the Tom Ford Quad was more of a pink undertone, and this set of eyeshadows didn't really cut it. However, I did like this shade, but it's a bit glittery. You can see it, maybe you can't because of the lights. It's really, really glittery, and so I really had to dig my brush in there. Oopsie. I really had to dig my brush in there, and then I did get a lot of fallout with both this shade as well as this shade here. So not one of my more favorite formulas that I have in my collection, but nonetheless, there is some options for you. I'll be listing all of the shadows down below, so if they're still available in singles, I will list them down below. If not, I'll just go ahead and put discontinued next to the name. Now, the last one, I was afraid this was going to happen. The last set of shadows that I used to dupe the Tom Ford Quad First Frost is none other than the Makeup Geek rounds. I know, they don't make them anymore. But if you so happen to have some of these shades in your collection, then you could pull them out and make a beautiful quad with them. And for that, I chose Shimma Shimma, which is really, really popular. And it doesn't actually lean to, it is more the pinky champagne color that I was really looking for to dupe. Then I used Luna, Lucky Penny, and lastly, Bottom Line. Lucky Penny and Bottom Line gave me the most pinkish of undertones, but gave a beautiful shimmery effect, but the least iciness out of all of them. I have to say the Younique gave me the most icy of them, but the wrong undertone. This gives me the right undertones, but it's the look that I'm wearing today, and it is not as icy as I would like it to be. The Tom Ford quad being $88, I thought that's totally not worth it. I started looking at the ingredients. I'll go ahead and link them right over here, or list them right over here. And that's where I begin to see that his formulation is very, very, very unique and specific to the shadows. The first ingredient being an emollient-based compound that really helps to bind the shadow. So I think when you look at the reviews and you see people just gliding that stuff on like ice, it's because of the formulation he uses. So while I don't agree with spending $88 from my wallet to purchase, if you were interested in the Tom Ford quad, by all means, it's a great, beautiful palette to add to your collection. And I hope you guys don't feel insulted by me trying to dupe some of these high-end palettes. I just want to make some more affordable options out there for people who may not be able to spend that kind of money or don't want to spend that kind of money on this particular palette. So the last look that I put together, I did the same exact thing. I blended in with that third shade into the crease. This went on a lot more gentle, and it was a lot more of a softer, diffused look, which I really personally appreciated, but it definitely doesn't mimic the Tom Ford formulation. Then I applied that pink shimmer to the lid. This one did, however, come across very icy and very beautiful looking. I put Shimma Shimma on the brow bone and the inner corner, and then with a wet brush I put Bottom Line under the lower lash line, and I came up with this look here that you're seeing on my eyes. It's very soft, very subtle. I wouldn't pay $88 for this particular look, but I really think that the Tom Ford quad is so beautiful. I'm really glad that I have some shadows in my collection, that I was able to dupe this set and get some beautiful looks that really complemented my skin tone as well as my eye color. I really had a lot of fun duping these with the 3 sets that I did. Let me go ahead and put on the screen first the Younique Shadows. So we'll just kind of stick them right there, and then I'll just go ahead and label them for you. And then I'm also going to go ahead and stick on the screen the Sydney Gray Shadows with the ABH, I think it's Cognac, and it was the best one that I could find out of my Sydney Grace ABH shadows to dupe with, and then also the Makeup Geeks right next to it as well. So you guys have all that. Again, that will be linked down below in the D bar, so check it out. Guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you at the Makeup Lab. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!